Hello, everyone. Wonderful morning, afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining us and registering with us on this wonderful weekend. So we have amazing session today, session 71, being professional. I'll speak to you more about the speaker in coming slides. So let's see about NLG. The Networking and Learning Group is co-founded by Jason Abraham and myself, Sushma Priju Bablani. Jason is a supply chain professional, Canva evangelist. He's a speaker, a storyteller with a mission to connect with 100,000 souls before end of this year. He's value content creator and avid listener. Thank you, Jason, for being with NLG and doing what you are doing. I'm an HR professional and NLP master practitioner. I'm a CV writer, a LinkedIn profile enhancer, interview excellence. I also help with interview excellence. I'm a life coach, and my mission is create impact and positive difference by unleashing potential. We have two pillars of NLG. One is Thakiuddin The Parambil, who is QHSE professional and entrepreneur. He's MBA in HR and MSc in biotechnology. Anil Kunaku, he's HR professional, NLP master practitioner, coach and mentor. He mentors students from Singapore-based university. He's a Toastmaster and mood energizer with his AK Thoughts, which you see in our groups. Why is Networking and Learning Group? We started this group almost, it's going to be 2 years in this December, with an aim to network, learn, and share knowledge with each other. What we see here is we have two verticals, NLG League and NLG Careers. NLG League is about sharing your knowledge, experiences, any queries you have, so the group helps each other. NLG Careers is more on job search and enhancing your current career. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, and YouTube. All the sessions are recorded and published on YouTube channel as well. Certain rules to follow. Please mute your audio, use comment box or reaction buttons. Please ask questions. Please, you can take down your notes or screenshots. So speaker will take us through the session and then we'll have Q&A. Or if speaker may ask you to unmute, you can do so. These are some of the sessions that we have been doing since past almost 2 years. Earlier it was in person, then we started online after pandemic. Now let's come to today's speaker. Her name is Neeti Modhak. She's T3 trainer in fashion designing. She's an image consultant, a wardrobe management expert with 20+ years of experience in academics, business operations, and management. She has worked with academicians and professionals at Milan, Florence, Venice, Paris, London, and Bangladesh. She is expert in procedure implementation, standardization, marketing and closing sales, team building and leading, teaching and training. My, wow, so much of experience. She's KRA and target versus achievements for 360-degree evaluations. She's an expert on it. She also does AIS and MIS in numeric quantifications. I'm eager to know more with you, Neeti ji. Thank you for accepting our invite and sharing your experience with us today. Over to you, Neeti ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sushma. Thank you so much. I think you've kind of spoken more than that is justifying me. Thank you very much for your kind words. And before we get into the presentation portion and the actual workshop, I would just like to make it clear that I have a very small PPT, which is more of a guide as we go through the session. Anytime during the session, you or the participants would want to raise questions, show of hands, ask questions, whether they are your doubts or whether those are your observations on other people that you are seeking clarification on, feel free to speak up anytime during the presentation. I am totally open to it. Post the presentation, if you still have some more questions, I would be happy to answer them. I do have on one screen, Sushma, I do have the gallery view and I'll have the PPT over there, and I will be speaking through my mobile connect. But anytime during the session, if you think I am missing out on some kind of a hand raise or something, just draw my attention to it. Feel free to help me go through this session.
Definitely. Thank you.
Just one little clarification. How long do you want the session?
We can finish in next 1 hour.
Okay, that's good amount of time. Okay. All right. So do we have the screen share on?
No.
Okay. This is on the other one where only my name is showing. On that, I would need the screen share. Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, we can see.
Yes. Okay. Just yes. So we get into the topic of discussion for the day, that is being professional, being real, and being consistent. The idea behind this topic is just to bring to our awareness that besides that 1 or 2 hours of the interview time that a company is spending with you, your CV is being evaluated. Obviously, it's been evaluated beforehand, and that's how you've been called in for the interview. Besides that, we are our own walking, living, exhibiting CVs for the rest of our professional life. Maybe at some point of time for a promotion, again, they will look at your qualifications on the page. But other than that, we are our own CVs. And often I've seen people tend to forget this and they do very small, slight mistakes, which cost them a lot of professional growth. So the idea of this discussion is to bring some of these topics to your awareness. You could be aware of many of these topics or all of the points that we covered today, but still I take this chance to share my observations, my learnings through the professional life. And I hope that in some way they help you. The points would cover both the VCs and the NVCs. VCs meaning the verbal communication, how we speak, whether it is telephone conversation or person-to-person conversation, or it is participating in a meeting. NVCs would be non-verbal communication. It is your dress style, your pose, your hygiene, your etiquettes, all of that and a lot more. I mean, NVCs is very, very vast. We could spend a couple of sessions going into those details, but for the time being, we'll just touch on the basics. In today's session, we will spend a few minutes discussing the figure types. Let me be very clear over here. We are all normal human beings. We all have our figure challenges. There is nothing to be ashamed of. We are all gifted with a very good body, and we have to keep it healthy and we have to keep it working. The idea of knowing or identifying your figure type is you are able to identify what are your positives which are your, highlighting points in your appearance, and you are able to dress them up further. The idea is people have to remember you for the professional you are and the face that you carry, the entire person you are. For example, over here, often you would see in a social gathering, you think that you're wearing something and it's looking very nice and you're looking really attractive, and you go and all the compliments are on your jacket, or whether it's a suit or a tie that a man is wearing or a dress that a woman is wearing. The compliments are on the dress, not on how you look. The idea is the compliments need to come to you, that you are carrying the dress very well, you are looking very nice in that dress. The you aspect has to be pronounced. So that is the basic purpose of identifying your figure types and dressing to your advantage, so you can bridge that gap of your dress with your figure type and wear it to your advantage. Next is colors. Colors is an extensive area. Ideally, each individual falls into any of the 4 seasons. In colors, we have the summer and the winter, the spring and the autumn. And of course, it's a detailed procedure. Some of you may have experienced this, but we identify the colors that best complement the skin type. It is based on your skin type, eye of your color, and your hair. And you wear the colors that best suit you to look very attractive and dashing. In case, in case a particular color is not your color type, but you really like the color, then how you can wear that color so that it still complements you. That also comes under your color management. And then wardrobe planning. Wardrobe planning is very essential. I think it's much easier when companies have uniforms. At least every morning, one doesn't have to be stressed what to wear and how to wear. You just put on your uniform and you go to work. Life becomes much easier that way. But then nowadays, uniforms are not as popular in the work scenario, so we all have to have our wardrobe. Just the planning, so you buy the right pieces that upgrades your wardrobe. That is what will be discussed. Power dressing is basically the boardroom dressing, which is the formal dressing, your 3-piece suits and the kind. Personal hygiene will be briefly touched upon. Few of the etiquettes, certain etiquettes like shaking somebody's hand. Now, if one person is a male and one person is a female, so who extends the hand first? There are times when people get into those hesitations. So some of those aspects will be discussed. Public speaking briefly discussed, leading a meeting, or leading any kind of discussion. All of that will be discussed, and from there on, whatever questions and queries that you have, those will be answered. So getting into the figure types, what we have is, for the men, they fall into basically 5 types. The men 5 categories is the torso. Torso means from the shoulder till the pelvis, the hip bone. A long torso with shorter legs means the length of the body from the shoulder to the pelvis is more than the length of the body from the pelvis to the ankle or to the heel. So a long torso with short legs, short torso with long legs, a balance where they are equal. Then the 4th category is broad at shoulders, and the 5th category is broad at the center of the body. Now, to briefly give you all an idea, when the torso is longer and the legs are shorter, we need to add visual height to the legs. And that can be done by wearing shoes in the same color as your trousers, not wearing any contrast socks or any contrast shoes. That will add height to your legs. Try and avoid contrast color belts. When the torso is short and legs are long, then you can do the opposite. That is, you can wear a contrast color belt. You can wear a different color shoe, because the moment you wear a different color shoe, it chops off that height from your legs. A shorter torso, it is best not to wear very wide collar or very wide lapel jackets or coats, not to wear, something huge that is going to further enhance this width, because it's as it is short, you don't want the width enhanced, you want the length to go up. So, when you want a length to go up, a same color shirt and the same color jacket, turtleneck, all those adds height to your torso. A balanced person is, of course, very lucky. They can wear what they want in whatever order, they'll carry it off. Broad at shoulders, when a person is broader at shoulders, it's best to avoid any extra padding in the jackets, because that's only going to broaden your shoulders more, and that can make you appear a little disproportionate. So go simpler on the shoulders then, and avoid any kind of pockets on the upper part of the body, and the lower part of the body in your trousers, or even if you're wearing shorts and going for a golf game, you can do what you want. You can have cargos, you can have, any of the knits, heavier knits also you can wear in the lower part of the body. You can wear a brighter contrast in the lower part of the body. That would be carried off very well. When the center of the body, means the stomach and the pelvis area, is broader in proportion to your shoulders, then we need to avoid all your flap pockets, all your cargo pockets, heavy belts, heavy dressy buckles on the belts. All of those things have to be avoided. The tie must end at the start of the belt or in the middle of the belt. Often people do this mistake, okay, I have a big stomach, so they wear the tie a little shorter. That further enhances the stomach. So that is what needs to be taken care of. That is, in short, what men dressings need to keep in mind. For women, we have basically 4 categories, which fall into the H figure type, the O figure type, the A figure type, and the X figure type. The H figure type women have very little indentation of the waist, so they need to create an illusion of the waist by dressing. This means they need to wear dresses which have a angled waistline. Whether it's a dress, then it would be a stitched angled waistline. If they're wearing a sari, they tie their sari at an angle at the waist. It helps to create the illusion of a waistline. The O category women have a heavier top half of the body than the lower part of the body. Therefore, they can wear all their prints and bright colors in the lower part of the body and keep the upper part of the body simpler. Try and avoid anything heavy around the neck, any heavy ornamentation or embellishment on your garments, or any heavy jewelry, a choker or heavy rope of pearls over here. All of that can be avoided. Anything longer would work to their advantage. The A category people are the more common ones. They are broader at the pelvic area and narrower at the shoulders. For such women, they can dress up their shoulder area, wear embroidery embellishments on the shoulder, on the top of the arms. It works very well. They're able to carry it off very well, and they will look far more proportionate, wearing the same solid color for the rest of the garment till the ankles. You also have a reverse A type of figure where the shoulders are broader and the pelvis is narrower. For such people, they need to avoid any embellishments at the shoulder and move all the embellishments into the sides, into their side seams and on the pelvis area. They could wear an ornamented belt. They can carry off contrast color belts. They can carry off a lot of pleats. All of that they can carry off very well. And then you have the X or the 8, figure 8 women. they are more proportionate, where the waist is the slimmer part of the body, and enhancing the waist with ornamentation and design details, pintux, pleats, or any embroidery, or a fancy belt with a simpler belt with a fancy buckle. All of that will work very well for the figure X type of women. Any questions at the moment? Any doubts? I think we are okay. We'll proceed. Coming to the colors, men's wardrobe, we have suits. See, power dressing calls for a three-piece suit usually. Of course, office cultures, HR would be able to detail whether a three-piece suit is required or a two-piece suit is acceptable. And usually these are single-breasted suits, and they are suits and not combinations. So usually power dressing goes with a strict suit. It could be an Ivy League cut, or it could be an Italian or an American fit. It could be an athletic fit versus a relaxed fit. Now, these are different kind of fits that your whichever is your men's tailoring or custom-made agency who's doing your clothes would be able to tell you what the differences are. There's a lot of details which I think in the short interaction is not possible, but then these are different kinds of fits that the suits come with. The ready-made suits come with different kind of fits. And while buying the suit, a person can be cautious whether they are buying an Italian fit or a relaxed fit or an athletic fit. And that's how one begins to grow in their awareness of these different kind of fits. In suits, the golden rule is stick to black, brown, blue, gray, all in the darker shades. Charcoal gray is good. A medium or a lighter gray is only good for a summer. Otherwise, all the darker tones are best for winters. For shirts, solid, and way below solids are your pinstripes. All the checks and the florals and the cells are not really corporate dress. We are only discussing corporate dress. We are not talking about social dressing over here. So in shirts, it's solids, and in solids also, it's whites, 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 whites. And after, I think, 5 or 7 whites, then you can go into the pastel colors. In pastel colors, you could have 1 or 2 blues, 1 or 2 grays. Going into pinks and oranges and lavenders is not really recommended when it comes to offices. Why? More so now because we are all working on a global scenario. So it is not India mein kya permitted here, or in any other particular country what is permitted. We are all functioning on a global platform, so we need to follow these things, these rules. And white shirts, full sleeve shirts, they are the best. They are the biggest asset any wardrobe can have. So if you really want to invest and buy an expensive shirt, a white full sleeve shirt. All your half sleeves are casual Saturday afternoon dressing. Trousers come in 2 varieties. One is the pleated front and one is the flat front. Obviously, men who do not have any kind of a paunch or any kind of a weight problem can wear either one of them, whatever they like, and they'll be able to carry it off. But where men have a weight issue, then they need to try and avoid a pleated front. But a pleated front also gives a lot of comfort because it's giving additional fabric. But if it's a belly, a pleated front may not add much of a negative impact. But if the legs are heavier, then a pleated front can add a lot more volume to that area, which may not be very desirable. Coming to jackets, they are an asset, whether it's a fog jacket or a blazer or, any of the fancy jackets. But then again, all the fancy colors, your maroons and ruby reds and all of that are evening wear, casual wear, or special occasion wear. For offices, if you need jackets, they have to be double-breasted or single-breasted, maybe a fog jacket in some offices. And again, solids, your black, brown, gray, blue in some cases. That's about it. Waistcoats also same. Blacks and browns and blues are the more common ones. There are a lot of people who are able to carry off a waistcoat, especially when the season is changing and the winter has not yet set in, but an additional layer of clothing closer to the body works well. Then waistcoats are very often worn. And now, even in India, men have started opting to wear a lot of waistcoats over their office wear. And they look smart. They can be carried off very well. But then the waistcoat has to fit the figure type. You cannot have a waistcoat which you cannot button in front, or is too small for your body size, or is too large for your body size, and it's just hanging on top of you. So the waistcoat has to be fitted to your body type. Three-piece suit, like I said, it's the jacket, the trouser, and the waistcoat all made from the same fabric. That is more a boardroom or power dressing for closed door meetings. And yes, having a couple of those in the wardrobe is required. Your ties and bow ties. Bow ties are not very common in India, but then ties are popular around the world. Ties are one area where a person can go as free as they want. The more colorful or the more attractive a tie is, it adds to the wearer's presence, because the tie falls in the center part of the body, and it's like a vertical fall, and it moves the eye to the face of the wearer. So a good tie, a good print, good quality silk tie only is always an asset, because it is only going to carry the viewer's eye from the tie to your face. So it brings attention to you, the person who's wearing the tie, and not just the tie. Moving on to the women's wardrobe, we have the pantsuits and the skirt suits and the dress and jackets. Now, all of these again in the blacks, browns, blues, grays. For women, a powder pink or an eyeshadow pink a light eyeshadow pink, or a nude pink, if you want to call it, that is acceptable. Very mild orange or a beige is acceptable. Green and blue, green and blues family is very well acceptable. Stripes or jacquard weaves. Jacquard weaves are the complex weaves, so they have the self-on-self impact. For the viewer, it is the third yarn which is woven into the fabric to create the design. So those are those jacquard weaves. So those work very well for women, whether it's the pantsuit, skirt suit, or dress and jacket. They can go for any of those. Coordinates means a different top with a different bottom. This is where you can really work on your wardrobe, and if you buy carefully, one new bottom can give you 3 or 4 different combinations to wear. And one new shirt or one new tunic top can, with the existing bottoms you have, can multiply your options to a large extent. So coordinates, again, for bottoms, whether it's skirt or a trouser, the darker solids are preferred. And for the top, again, moderate to brighter solids or some mild prints is fine. If you are working in an Indian scenario, the coordinates for Indian outfit would be a tunic, a long tunic, like a kurti, a longer kurti rather than a short kurti worn over jeans. A longer kurti worn with tights or with straight pants. Pants are preferable because tights figure the leg a little too enhancingly. So that is again a personal choice whether you're okay with that or not. Whereas straight pants are more neutral. And Then you have the saris. Saris is again an Indian. Sorry, one sec. I've been asked to make this PPT full screen. Just a moment. One sec, please.
Niti, yeah.
Slideshow. Niti ji, if you can click on slideshow. नहीं, यहाँ नहीं. That menu on top bar जहाँ home, insert, design. Go to slides, slideshow. नहीं, home के बाद next is yeah, slideshow. Yes. And from current slide, yes. Click on from current slide. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So saris again in the Indian offices is an accepted dress code. The cottons and the moderate weight silks are preferred. The chiffons, the georgettes, the synthetics are all non-office wears. There are a lot of people who prefer to wear georgettes to office, but because of their translucency of the fabric, it is not a preferred office wear. Again, it also depends upon your office type and a personal decision, but cottons must be starch crisp, fresh looking cottons. They are very attractive for office wear, and your moderately heavy silks. I'm not talking about very heavy silks like the party saris, but moderately heavy silk that has a good fall. The sari fabric must have that much of capacity that it has a good fall that enhances the wearer's appearance. Last over here is the dupattas, the scarf, stole. Again, these come into your accessories. The larger variety you have in your wardrobe, the larger options you will have, because changing a scarf with the same outfit totally gives you a new look. It gives you a new color scheme. So invest in scarves and stoles, different kind of fabrics, different kind of weaves. Some of them could be printed, they could be solids. They work very well and they enhance the wearer's appearance. I did mention in the beginning of the presentation that if we like a color, but the color, when we wear that color, it does not complement us, in the sense you think you're very happy you're wearing this, let's say it's a purple, but everybody who meets you says, you're looking dark. What happened? This is not your complexion. Or you're looking tired. Are you under the weather? And you think, you're so excited because you're wearing this beautiful color. So it just means that it is not working very well with your skin color. Therefore, a color on the scarf or the stole that enhances your skin tone comes to your rescue at that point of time. So you need to use a scarf around your neck and your face so that the color begins to complement you. Then you can wear that purple color and it will not. Let's say a maroon enhances your skin tone. So if you have a maroon scarf that goes with your purple outfit, or let's say a light cream, then you can wear that around your face. So you will not look that tired, your complexion will not look dark. Easiest way to know whether a color is complementing you or not is when you dress up, if the color is not complementing, your face will look a little patchy. In parts, it will look a little dark. Otherwise, you will look tired. Your eyes will not look bright. A color that complements you, your eyes will always look bright and people will be attracted to your face. And that is how they complement you, that what you're wearing, you're looking very nice. you and your garment goes well merged. You're making a complete presentation of yourself. Now, so far we've discussed the first 3 points: figure types, colors, wardrobe planning, and power dressing. Now coming to personal hygiene, this is not something that really needs to be elaborated. Everybody is far more conscious about it today than ever before. But yes, this is one area, personal hygiene, investing in good quality toiletries and cosmetics works to your advantage. This is something, if you practice, nobody will comment. But if you do not practice good hygiene, everybody notices. So whether it is your toothpaste or the soap that you use or the foundation you use or the deodorant you're using or the aftershave you're using, or how many times you take a bath, whether you've taken a bath as a body before coming to office or not, all of that counts. Like I said, if you do it, nobody will say anything or notice anything. But if you don't do it, everybody is going to notice it. So keep that in mind. Coming to etiquette. Shake of hands is something, again, like a male-female thing. A man begins to get a little reluctant. Sometimes you can see it in their face. Not everybody, but there are times. In today's day and scenario, in the professional field, it does not matter who extends the hand first. It is perfectly fine to shake hands with a man, for a woman to extend hand, shake hands with a man, or for a man to shake hands with a woman. But the shake hand has to be done at a neutral platform. A neutral platform is a straight shake of hands. This is an overpowering. Some people shake hands and then they turn your hand this way. Their hand is on top. This is a signifying I am more powerful than you. Or a squeeze, a hard squeeze that the other person actually begins to fringe. That is again expression of power. So the shake hand has to be a neutral shake hand, and that is when it is acceptable. Now, there are different countries where shake hand is done a little different. Some people don't even shake hands. In certain countries, that culture is not. Then in certain countries, people shake hand in 3 motions: 1, 2, 3. So that is their culture. So if you're traveling to a different country, make sure you are aware of their basic etiquette details and you're able to practice them. Telephones. This is one area I have seen many professionals fall. You call up somebody. If I am calling you up, I do not know how busy you are. We could be working in the same office. We could be sitting in cabins down the hall, 2 separate cabins down the hall. I don't know how busy you are or how stressed you are. If I have called you up, you have the choice to answer the phone or not answer the phone. But if you answer the phone, you have to be on the call, in the sense. I've seen professionals who will not say hello. They'll just pick up the phone and say, what? So the listener on the other end or the person on the other end goes into a shock. I mean, what did I do wrong? I've just called you because I need certain information. Otherwise, they'll be in a hurry. Yes, tell me what it is. I don't have the time. That comment takes away a lot from a professional. It takes away a lot. So how you answer the phone, how you're talking to the other person. Sometimes you're on phone with one person, but you are talking to the person in your room. You're giving instructions to the person in your room and you're not basically with the person on the phone. That again goes against you. As a professional, that takes away a lot from your repute. I'm sorry to say that. See, in an organization, your management has given you a position, a promotion, but you are, you feel over exasperated, you feel things are falling apart. It is your take. You cannot say that you are overworked, you are too busy to listen. all of those comments, all of those remarks, which we may make out of actual reasons also, but it takes away from our being a professional. I have had managers and I have had bosses and super bosses who would always say, I don't have the time. Tell me quickly, I don't have the time. The management has given you that position because they feel you can handle it. And if you're going to tell your subordinates, I don't have the time, your team members are going to feel that they never get a chance to speak to you to their satisfaction, and they're not able to discuss with you to their satisfaction. You're not fitting the bill. The management made a wrong decision. Please don't ever live your CV. You have that qualification, you've got that position, you can honor that position, you can honor the demands of that position, you can honor the requirements of that position, you will fit the bill, you will be there for people to reach out to you. Keeping that in mind, the management has given you that position. You have to be able to accommodate all of that. Coming to the second last point, public speaking. Public speaking is something that scares everybody. There's no exception to the rule. Everybody. It is, some people have been able to overcome it, some people have not been able to overcome it, but at some point of time, it scares everybody. The golden rule to public speaking, or even speaking in a meeting, standing up and speaking in a meeting, you know your agenda has, let's say, 8 points that you know. The listeners don't know. You have 8 points, you remember 6, you speak about 6, finish it off. They will not know that you left out 2 points. Your listeners are here to listen to you, what you know, not what you can read. We can all read from newspapers and from books, and books that we don't even understand, we can stand and read. Idea is not to read. Idea is to talk to your listeners, observe them. In any kind of public speaking, whether it is a group of 4 or a group of 400, you have to be able to speak to your audience. They want to hear you speaking. That's why they've used the word public speaking. The word speaking is used over there. You have to speak. You know, your notes could have 8 or 10 points and you've left out 2 or 3, that's okay. They don't know you've left out. You don't have to blame yourself, and you don't have to, torture yourself for leaving out 2, 3 points. The more important points will always be on top, and the lesser important points will be at the bottom. That doesn't mean that in my pointers, public speaking is lesser important, but so in public speaking, go and talk to your listeners. If they've come to listen to you, they've come to listen to you to hear you speak, not hear you read. Just once you know that, you will be able to get over 70% of your nervousness. Rest 30% is your preparedness. Leading a meeting. Last but not the least, leading a meeting, again, is similar to the telephone etiquettes. Very often, the person who's leading the meeting comes to the meeting, say, about 30 minutes late. Everybody's sitting and waiting around. You are giving the wrong impression. As a leader, you're setting a wrong example. You're coming into the meeting, you're talking on the phone, your team is making a presentation, but you're on the phone on some other agenda. Again, a wrong impression. There could be genuine reasons, there could be genuine concerns that today you are distracted. You need to make that clear to your team. You need to make that clear that in between you will be stepping out to take these urgent calls because there's another crisis situation that you're handling. So they should not take this personally. They need to be informed. If they are informed, there's no harm. But a rare case, not every case. When we call for a meeting, if I am calling for a meeting, it is my duty to let the people know what the meeting is for, what is the agenda, and how to express, how to come prepared for the meeting. What are the topics that are going to be discussed? What is the details that they need to carry with themselves? You cannot say that the meeting is general about HR policies and there you start calling up people and talking about their targets and achievements and having not met their targets. That's not done. So if you're leading the meeting, you've set the meeting, you have to set the agenda, stick to the agenda, post the meeting, ensuring that the minutes go out to all the people who were there in the meeting and who were also not there in the meeting but were expected to be there for the meeting. Everybody gets a copy of the minutes of the meeting is also your role and responsibility. So in a nutshell, this is what being a professional is. And the idea is we do all of this in our daily life so naturally that it becomes a part of our nature. We may be doing certain things, we may not be doing certain things so seriously, but here onwards, if we can make that lifestyle change where, like at home, we are caring. Even in office, we have to care about the office. We have to care about our image. We have to care about the success of our team. If I, as a leader, don't care about the success of my team, nobody in the company is going to care. If my team doesn't perform, I don't perform. Simple. Questions, please.
Thank you very much, Neeti ji. I loved the last line where you said, if I don't perform, my team doesn't perform. Please take care of ourselves as well as the team. Awesome. Oh, the last line, a continuing change, a lifestyle change.
See, this is not something you do overnight. This is not something you do for one time only. We've all met professionals in our life whom we've never been able to forget because of their openness and the human part of their nature, that they are so welcoming to anybody and everybody that you feel comfortable to be able to go and interact. That is being a professional. And that is what we all need to be in our own offices, in our own circles. That is what we need to be.
So true. As a person, we all should be approachable. That's how I put it. I am just recalling my previous experiences with my managers, and I'm really blessed to always have a manager who has always been so approachable and so friendly, so happy always. I have never seen them getting panicked or angry or raising their voice. It has always been a wonderful journey with my bosses till now. So that's a blessing probably. And I've learned a lot how we carry ourselves, how we present ourselves, how to stay calm and interact with each other in any situation.
Very true.
Yeah, in professional life also, there are so many ups and downs. Someone saying this, someone doing that. But how you carry and how you present yourself does make a lot of difference. My manager, as soon as he enters the office, before going to his cabin, he comes to our team and he wishes us wonderful morning. Then only he will go to his cabin.
That is so true. See, the other thing that very often people do is, they carry the upsetness of home to office or the upsetness of the office to home. That is, again, being unfair to both the worlds. Not only to one world, both the worlds. So it's just that, as a professional, we've been trusted to fit a role. Let's honor it. Like a mother, a sister, a husband, a brother, a father, we are trusted with a role in life. So like we fit in that role, we honor that role. A professional side is also a role that we need to honor completely.
Oh. Okay. Great. Thank you, Neeti ji. So you have covered so much.
I just put in a nutshell. Each of these is, of course, a much larger portion, but I try to just, because being a professional is being complete, being real. So that's why.
And as you just rightly mentioned, like whatever role we play, it's
Mhm.
very particular to that particular time. We should not carry from here to other place.
No, we should not.
We should not. But sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does work.
Well, the days it's not working, all we need to do is we need to apologize and tell them, look, I am disturbed. I have this, I'm mentally disturbed, or I am overworked. I'm stressed. Please bear with me today. That's all. And you always get the sympathy, whether it is your home or whether it's your office. They will always support you because they understand that today is a different day for you. You're not usually like this, which is normal. And we are all humans. We all have all kind of mixed days. I've seen mothers sitting in the office with their children alone at home in 102 temperature. Obviously, the mother is going to be stressed even in office. She's here because she has an important report to submit. She's trying to meet that commitment. So the least the team can do is, cooperate with her and make sure that work goes smoothly, quickly, and she's able to return to the child. Otherwise, she would not have come to office leaving her child alone in 102 temperature. So those kind of things, that is what being a professional. Because very often this is also again, misread as you have to keep your family out, you have to keep home at home and office at office. But that doesn't work that way always. It doesn't work that way always. Even a father can be worried about a child who's just gone through a surgery or is not well and is at home. The fever is not coming down. Even a father can be worried. It's not that a mother will only be worried. Even a father can be worried.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Fathers
So,
are more worried.
Yeah, I have noted down so many points. So where you said that you aspect needs to be pronounced, it's not only the dress, it's you as a person who is carrying it so elegantly.
Yes, that completes the presentation. You in that dress, you in that attire, you in that ambience, you in that position. That has to be a complete whole.
Then you have mentioned the colors, the styles, the collar, whether it is broad, narrow, it's so well explained. I have noted the points very well. And my daughter was listening. As I told you, she had done a fashion styling course. So she was listening to your session, and she's like, she has exams starting from tomorrow. So she was like, I will watch the recording later. It's very interesting. So
yeah, that portion is very interesting, where you dissect each garment and all the design details, even the top stitching and all of that. And that's interesting area.
Yes. You have very well explained the do's and don'ts of dressing, whether it is etiquette, whether it is public speaking, leading a meeting. So well put it in a nutshell. So thank you for doing that for us, Neeti-ji. And Vetrivel-ji is in car. Giri-ji is sitting over there. Thank you for joining, everyone. And thank you, Giri-ji and Vetrivel-ji, for being on camera. And I'll open the floor to others and Jason, over to you if you want to share something, ask something before we hand over to others.
Thank you, Sushma. Thank you, Neeti-ji. One of the things which popped in my mind when you were talking about the ties, because when I normally go and purchase a tie, I am confused between slim ties and fat ties. So is there any body structure component attached to the ties?
Simple. If the center of the body has a weight issue, a very broad tie is only going to add width. But a moderately broad tie is fine. Again, a slim tie will make the tie look like a pencil in the middle of a huge belly.
Yeah.
So that's a simple thing. And another thing, since you're talking about ties, it's very important for you to check whether the tie has been constructed on a true bias. The tie is constructed on a true 45-degree angle on the fabric. if it is not constructed on a true bias, the tie will not fit under the collar very well. It will bulge from parts. It will not mold the neck very well. So when you buy a tie, just hold it from the center, the length of the tie, hold it from the center point and let the tie fall.
Mm-hmm.
The tie will, just twist around and then settle straight. If the tie falls straight on its own, then it is on a true bias. If the tie does not fall straight, it remains a little curved, means it's not a true bias. It will not fit under the collar very well. Your collar fitting will change.
Thank you, Neeti.
Welcome.
That's a new learning for me. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Jason, for asking that. Okay, anyone wants to share, ask something, please do so. The floor. Yes, Vetrivelji, go ahead.
Good morning, Neeti ji. Good morning, Sushma. Good morning, Jason, my friend Giri, and everyone. It's a weekend treat, I say. Amazing of information and it's an inspirational talk. Neeti ji, I have been traveling with you for the past 4 or 5 months. I never know that you are so big and you know so many things. in our Hindu things we say, no? Vishwarupa Darshanam. Today only you have decided to show us what is that full Neeti. Take it, go. Wonderful, Neeti. And you, I'll just let you out a small secret also. Most of the I'm attending from mobile. Most of the time, I skipped the presentation. I was just seeing you on a big camera, big full screen. I enjoyed the body language, the involvement, the presentation. Amazing. It's literally a treat. Thank you, Neeti ji. Thanks for giving this to us. Thanks for being there doing that. Over to you, Sushma. Sushma, today's session is something remarkable. We should record it and download it and send it to maximum people because people need it.
Yes.
Thank you, Jason and Sushma, for providing this. And thank you, Neeti ji. I will never forget this. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Giri ji.
Thank you, Sushma and Abraham, doing this program without any stopping. I know the challenges nowadays, how to run, whatever the things. When coming with the morning conversation, I know Neeti ma'am, every time she is insight. Whenever she speaks, there will be so many insights I have seen. And today is what already Mr. Our friend Vetrivel Shanmugam told that the Vishwarupa Darshanam is it's a complete of all avatarams. So the dressing. So I came from agriculture family. At that time, even studying is very most difficulty for. At the time, I am not able to dress much properly. I wear only uniforms. Then after my business journey, then I came to know that how important to dress. So then only I know what are all the colors to shoot. And now I am doing some dressings. When coming to there are so many ethics you told. I think the first foremost thing is the public speaking. So every person, actually, when everyone is hearing, I think the public speaking is so important. If you can tell me about the further thing about the public speaking, how to attract or impact or projecting or positioning, whatever the terms I came to know in this training field. If you can add something, Neeti ma'am, it's very helpful to us. Thank you.
Right, sir. Public speaking, I will give you a very helpful tip. Try and be friends with people in the media. They are gifted speakers. You will see people in the media off screen, I'm talking about, even when you're sitting and having a cup of coffee and having a casual chat, they select their words very carefully. And they don't have a tendency to repeat a sentence. they are sure that they've expressed themselves clearly in that sentence and you have got it. So if you hear them speak on a casual platform, in a casual interaction, I find them very inspiring. I myself always, since I was in educational institutes, we had media as a department. I would spend a lot of time with their faculty talking because I really liked the way they would express. They would pick up simple words, but placed so appropriately that it conveys the complete meaning. When I was interning back in my years of studies, I was interning with a publication house in US, and the editor said, she left me with a very important note. She said, when I write, or when we talk about public speaking, when we speak, we should speak that language that even a child of a class 8 level can understand us. Speaking big words or writing big words that need dictionaries to understand is not important. To be able to communicate with the majority in simple language is the art. So that is what, very simple spoken everyday language can be a great communication tool for everybody. We do very simple little mistakes. We'll say, this is very nice. Very is, not really adding too much to nice, or you can find another word, very beautiful, extraordinary. Extraordinary is conveying it better. Instead of those two words, convey it in one word. What we can express in 5 sentences, let's try and express it in 5 or 7 words. These are the challenges. If you keep throwing to yourself, and the more you read and the more you observe in other people, it begins to come up. It's just your observation power, whether it's in a book or whether it is in talking. It helps you shape up. That's all.
Thank you, Niti ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for taking that question, and thank you for asking. Yes, Induji, please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Sushma, for bringing in such a wonderful speaker. Every moment spent here has been so fruitful. In fact, kindly excuse me, I'm not on camera just for battery dying out since I'm out. Nitiji, it was a pleasure listening to you. In fact, when I'd seen the brochure, all I saw was your photo. I didn't look at the title also. I just logged in, and it's been worth it, I would say, every moment listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I want to personally thank you for having
Induji, your voice is breaking. Can't hear you clearly.
I think her battery is really dying out.
Yeah. No, you are speaking, but we are not able to hear. Yes,
yes,
now.
my battery is
Yes.
an issue.
No.
We are dying to hear your full feedback.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Induji. Sorry. No. If you can type. Yeah, or if you can type in the chat box, as you may like.
Sushma, if she's not able to get across now, if later on she gets across to you, she can get in touch.
Yes.
If she has a question, no problems on that.
I also suggest she can move to place where she gets a good signal.
Yeah. Yes. Anyone else in meantime can ask, or if you want to share anything.
Sushma, this one more thing that I would like to bring to people's attention,
Sure.
especially those who are leading teams of people. We do the appraisal very often. And appraisal is one point of time where the boss becomes the evil guy, and we start making enemies within our own team. It happens because everybody feels that you've not given them a just appraisal. You give them the best, they will still feel that a little more. So what I found very handy was, whether it's a 360-degree appraisal form or any internal form that you have, besides the team members or or the supervisor filling up that form to evaluate the performance of a particular team member, give the same form to the team member to fill it out for themselves. See, when the team member fills out that form for themselves, they would be able to spell out, it could be that the manager has overlooked something, or it could be that the team member is over anticipating something. It helps bridge that. When the same form is filled up by the team member and at that appraisal meeting, and when you review the team member's form, it helps comb out a lot of issues. It really does. So instead of the appraisal system going one way, if it is both ways with the concerned person, it's a great asset. It goes more friendly. And the team member is also guided how to work ahead so that the next appraisal is better.
So true, so true. Awesome point. Thank you for sharing.
Most welcome.
Yes. Anyone else? Ajit ji, Vilas ji, Mr. Kali, Ali, Sumesh, Sunita, FS, I'm not sure who is it, and Mahesh. Anyone else wants to share anything? Jason, can you enable the screen share for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to thank Neeti ji with another way. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
so sweet. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Neeti ji.
That is so sweet. That's a beautiful bouquet.
It's a virtual bouquet. Please accept, and
Most welcome.
thank you very much for again being on this platform and sharing your insights with us. It was really wonderful, and I'm sure more people would be watching it later on YouTube and Facebook link as well. So
My
thank
pleasure.
you everyone
My
once again for being here on this weekend and taking away wonderful learnings. Yes, Induji, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead. Yes.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I just came running, plugging the charger from somewhere. And I was just wanting to say, I know it doesn't come so easily, putting some stuff which Neeti ji had packed in so effortlessly in the session. Like it was wonderful getting the tips on power dressing, what fabrics to choose, what patterns and all of that. However, the things that she added so subtly in terms of empathy for your co-worker, and trusting and asking for help, and be it something like, listening out and being accessible for your teammates. These things come only when you walk the talk. You can't just, bring in these points for the sake of a good presentation.
Yes, so true. And we see her every day. Her presentation way is really very awesome. How you carry yourself, Neeti ji.
Sushma, can I add
Thank
something?
you so much.
To it?
Yes, please.
And now I really get fear when I next time plan to open my mouth in the EMC. In front of these kind of people, I blabber there.
EMC is a different cup of tea. EMC, we are all, we are all like children over there.
Exactly.
Nobody's a professional. We are all children there.
Wonderful, Neeti ji. It's so useful, and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Induji, would you want to share something?
I think I could just go on, Sushma, because I have been quite flabbergasted with how she has walked us the whole package. And
Yes.
What came for me was, amidst the professional tips that she had given us, is how there was such a human touch to the whole thing about understanding people and the sensitivity, bringing the personality out with so much, what can I say, understanding. That's what touched and moved me thoroughly. So thanks to her again, once again, for doing this for us. Brilliant.
Thank you. My pleasure, ma'am. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Way to go, Sushma and Jason, for doing many more of these sessions and benefiting so many more on the planet. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Induji. Thank you everyone for being here. I don't see any further questions or hands raised. So if you want to share something, Ajit ji, Vilas ji, Mr. Kali, or anyone else, Sunita. Sunita has already mentioned in the chat box, Sumesh, Mahesh, Ali. Thank you for your presence and have a wonderful day, wonderful evening ahead. Thank you, Niti ji, once again.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.